Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us for our 2:30 streaming show. I'm Jamie Buchanan.
I'm Robinson Miles. For our first headline today, developing now in Kentucky, Congressman Thomas Massie wants to crack down on police departments and sheriff's offices using flock cameras. Officials say Massie claims they violate the privacy of law-abiding citizens. Several local police leaders say automated license plate readers help them solve crimes. However, critics are concerned about what happens with the data that's collected. Massie says he's concerned these cameras violate people's privacy.
Now, he says he plans to introduce a bill that would take funding away from cities or departments that use these cameras. We will hear from Henderson police officials about their reaction to the congressman's statement and how the use of flock cameras impact their work tonight on 14 News.
Well, continuing our back-to-school coverage today, before the school bells ring, Evansville road crews are making sure the streets are ready. Right now, they're out refreshing school zones around town, repainting crosswalks, adding new warning signs, and activating splashing speed zone lights.
Well, this year the city is turning those flashing lights on 1 week early to prepare drivers for the back-to-school season. Workers are adding signs on both sides of the road at school crossings, making it harder for drivers to miss that warning. Now, if you are driving near any schools, be sure to pay attention because speeding in a school zone carries steeper fines, typically starting around $200 plus court costs.
Now for our final headline here today, a new addition at Madisonville Community College to take learning to new heights. School officials unveiled the aircraft for their aviation training program. Through a collaboration with the Kentucky Department of Aviation, the plane will enhance hands-on training for students and strengthen the aviation workforce in the region.
School officials say they are one of the first in the state and nation to acquire one of these planes. It's a newer model. Officials say the program will give aspiring pilots a head start in their aviation careers.
I'm so jealous of stuff
That's
like that.
very
I wish
cool.
more things like this had existed when I was going through school. I would have had way more fun.
Very cool, yeah.
All right, well, that's going to round out the news portion of things here today. Of course, there's a lot more happening around the tri-states, so be sure to circle back for 14 News at 4, 5, 6, and 10.
All right, do not go anywhere. Right after the break, meteorologist Arden Gregory will have a look at your 14 First Alert forecast.
Stay informed on your local news and weather throughout the day by watching the 14 First Alert streaming shows. At 8:30 a.m., get your First Alert forecast to plan the day ahead and catch up on the news that happened overnight with the 14 News Sunrise team. In the afternoon, get the latest headlines, forecasts, and a preview of the stories we're working on with the 14 First Alert streaming show at 2:30. And get an in-depth look at the 14 First Alert forecast so you're ready for the next big thing with the 14 First Alert weather show at 9 p.m. Watch the 14 First Alert streaming show that fits your schedule and works best for you. Streaming on your phone by downloading the 14 News app and the 14 First Alert weather app. On your smart TV by using the 14 News streaming app. And stream anytime on Facebook, YouTube, or on 14news.com. Stay connected and stay informed by watching the 14 First Alert streaming shows on your favorite streaming devices.
Good afternoon. I'm 14 First Alert meteorologist Arden Gregory, and this is a live look at the Owensboro riverfront. Lots of sunshine out there, but you'll notice the sky doesn't exactly look blue. It is kind of hazy out there today. We've got very hazy skies overhead, but it feels much better than it has for the past 3 days. It is less humid, and that humidity is expected to keep dropping as we get into the night. As we get to Thursday and Friday, we'll see a few more clouds, but still really pleasant with low humidity and highs in the 80s. Then scattered rain moves in for the weekend. Now, I mentioned those hazy skies. Some of that is actually wildfire smoke from wildfires all the way out in the Pacific Northwest. This is a map showing that wildfire smoke. This is the origin right here. We've got these fires spread across places like Oregon, Idaho, Montana, and then that smoke is getting caught in the upper level winds way high up in the atmosphere and wrapping up into Canada and the northern plains, and then back down into the tri-state and surrounding areas. So we do have some wildfire smoke up in the sky today, which is giving the skies that very hazy look, and that wildfire smoke is going to linger over our region kind of on and off through the next couple of days. So don't be shocked if the sky doesn't exactly look clear blue, as we will have this kind of haze over the tri-state through the next few days, even though technically our skies are pretty clear. We don't have much in the way of clouds at all. We've got a few very small clouds out there, but it's mostly sunny. We should see a lot more blue sky than we do today. It's just that wildfire haze is kind of cutting into the blueness of the sky today. I do want to mention our winds here, and I want to make sure I've got the Facebook Live video up here so I can see your comments if there are any questions as we go along the way here. So our wind direction is very important to our temperatures and to our humidity. The wind is not really strong. It's just a light breeze, but it is coming from the northeast. So that is helping to pull cooler, drier air into the tri-state. Now, one thing to keep in mind, we're not the only ones that have been dealing with this heat wave recently, right? That heat stretched well to our north as well. So as all of that is pushing to the south and cooler, drier air is filtering in, it's taking some time to kind of work its way all the way through. So it's not exactly crisp out there today, but it is certainly a whole lot better than it was Sunday, Monday, or Tuesday. Our temperatures are currently sitting in the low to mid 80s. It's 83 right now in Evansville, 84 in Mount Vernon, Dundee, Lewisport, Oakland City. Owensboro, one of the cooler spots, sitting at 82. Our dew points are currently in the upper 60s to low 70s. Now, yesterday we had dew points in the upper 70s to low 80s, and so we had the muggy meter just maxed out. It was just stifling, oppressive humidity yesterday. Today, not quite as extreme. The humidity is coming down, but it's still pretty muggy out there. It still certainly has a sticky feeling to it. Now, as we go through the rest of the night tonight and that cool breeze keeps flowing in from the northeast, that dew point is expected to keep dropping. Our temperatures will eventually bottom out in the mid 60s tonight under clear skies. Tomorrow then will be mostly sunny with that lower humidity still in place. Temperatures will top out in the mid to upper 80s. Now, we've seen some big swings, and not just in our temperatures, but especially in the humidity in the past few days. You may remember late last week, like Thursday, Friday, it felt incredible outside as we had some nice dry air in place. Then that humidity ramped up over the weekend, and it's really been pretty stifling the past 3 days. Today, that humidity is coming back down more into the muggy to humid range, though, and may drop even farther, almost to, dare I say, pleasant levels as we get into Thursday and Friday. Now, you'll notice Saturday our humidity spikes again. That dew point cranks up. Saturday is not going to be a hot, humid day like it was last time we had those stifling dew points. In fact, Saturday is going to be the coolest day of the week. The reason we see this spike in our dew point is because there's going to be a lot of extra moisture in the atmosphere because it's going to be raining on Saturday. Your weekend forecast showing temperatures in the mid 80s Friday, then lower 80s Saturday and Sunday. Saturday, some of you may only make it into the upper 70s, but we have rain starting Friday night, continuing through Saturday, and lingering into Sunday as well. So this low pressure system is going to be coming in from the northwest. Friday, we'll already be seeing the clouds. It'll be partly, maybe even mostly cloudy across the tri-state on Friday. Most of the day looks dry, though. Then as this low pressure system pushes in, that rain will start to move into the tri-state Friday night. We're still a few days out, so the exact timing is a little iffy, but sometime Friday evening, Friday night, rain will start to push in from the west. Then our rain chances really ramp up overnight Friday night into Saturday morning. Then as this low pressure system basically tracks right over top of us, scattered showers and even a few thunderstorms are possible on and off throughout the entire day on Saturday. Then that low pressure system starts to stall out a little bit. It's not going to be in a big rush to get out of here. It really slows down as it moves into central and eastern Kentucky. And so scattered rain continues to linger on the backside of this low across the tri-state into the day on Sunday as well. We're not really expecting much in the way of strong to severe storms. We could maybe see an isolated strong to severe storm on Saturday, but as of right now, our chances of severe weather seem low. We may get some pockets of heavy rain though. You'll notice the tri-state all lit up in blue here. On average, most of us will probably pick up around an inch of rain this weekend, and most of that will fall Friday night and into the day on Saturday. So maybe see some pockets of heavy rain on Saturday. But as of right now, our chances of severe weather seem low. Monday and Tuesday then look partly to mostly sunny, maybe an isolated shower popping up in the afternoon, but both days look mostly dry. You will notice while the clouds and the rain cool us down this weekend, we do heat right back up into the upper 80s by early next week. So if you need to get out and mow your grass, I would recommend today, tomorrow, or even Friday. We have that chance of rain Friday, but I think it's going to be late enough that you could probably get out and get some yard work done any of the next 3 days. I would not bank on being able to get it done this weekend though. By Saturday, our chances of rain are pretty good, and so I think many of you, your chances of mowing will get rained out this Saturday. Looking at July, we've only got a couple days left here. We've had a lot of days in the 90s with a few days in the 80s, and then this past Saturday it was so cloudy and rainy we never made it out of the 70s. But we have had these little heat waves kind of on and off throughout the month of July. Our rainiest day so far this July was on Sunday night when we got the heavy rain and thunderstorms and severe weather that moved through. Now that wasn't the case for everyone. We've had scattered storms several times this July, so there are other days where, for example, last Tuesday it never even rained in Evansville, but other parts of the tri-state got spotty heavy rain and thunderstorms. So our rain totals for the month of July have really been all over the place, just depending on how many of these thunderstorms you've gotten caught in. But for the official record keeping sake, the rain gauge at the Evansville Regional Airport is where we keep those records. So in that rain gauge, we've had 1.71 inches of rain this month, leaving us about 2.5 inches short for the month and a little more than 3 inches short on rain for the year. Our average temperature is running a little more than a degree warmer than normal just because we have had so many days in the 90s this July. As we kind of close out July, a pretty quiet end here with highs a little below average, mid to maybe some upper 80s through the next couple of days. Then to start out August, rainy and cooler this weekend. Then we start to heat back up again. Notice by Tuesday, Wednesday, we're right back into that more typical summertime heat with highs in the upper 80s. The extended outlook then does show, I mentioned that low pressure system kind of stalling as it pushes to the east. It does seem like they may be in for some wetter weather east of the tri-state as we get into next week with some drier weather building off to our west. We're kind of caught in the middle here where we have just some very scattered rain chances, but it doesn't look particularly wet here locally as we get into that first week of August. Temperature wise though, our temperature trend does show slightly above average temperatures for the middle and end of next week. It does seem like the dangerous heat though will stay just outside of the tri-state. So we'll probably warm into the upper 80s, maybe even low 90s as we get into the middle and end of next week. But I think we'll probably stay just outside of any kind of heat advisory or anything like that where it would be considered dangerously hot. Let's check in on the comments here. Good afternoon, Cheyenne. Zach asking about chances for severe weather this weekend. As of right now, Zach, it seems like our chances of severe weather are low. I wouldn't rule out an isolated strong to severe storm with some gusty winds and heavy rain, but it seems like an isolated chance. This is mostly just going to be rain, maybe a few rumbles of thunder. I would monitor for the potential for some heavier rain though. Like I said, some of us may get an inch or more of rain focused on mainly just one day, late Friday into Saturday, and so you could maybe see some isolated flooding problems there. William is asking about a new meteorologist. We are working on replacing meteorologist Michael Fecka, but I'm not at liberty to discuss the details of it just yet. When we're ready to share that information, trust me, streamers, you will be some of the first to know, but I can't share anything just yet as far as who's coming or when they're starting or anything like that, but we are working on getting Michael replaced after we've had a long summer here of just the three of us kind of working to cover these shifts. And yes, Sari, not pleased with the rainy Saturday. I would say you are not alone in that, Sari. It is a bummer that it does seem like the one day that we can pretty much guarantee we'll get some rain is the day that most people tend to make their plans. So unfortunately, not exactly great summertime pool day kind of weather this Saturday. And good afternoon to you as well, Dave. I'm not seeing any other questions in the comments, so I'm going to wrap this up. Chief Meteorologist Jeff Lyons will have another look at your forecast on 14 News tonight at 4, 5, 6, and 10, and he'll do another streaming show here tonight at 9, so I hope you'll join him for that then. Everybody have a great rest of your day.